Hi guys, this is Miss Sam from the Asheboro Public Library Children's Room, and today we have a Fingerplay story time for our littles. Fingerplays are great things to do for fine motor skills. They're also great for storytelling, and they're really fun to do rhymes with because all you need are your hands. So we're going to get started with our open them, shut them. We're also going to big them and small them. We're going to fast them and slow them. Here we go. Open them, shut them, open them, shut them. Give them both a clap, clap, clap. Open them, shut them, open them, shut them. Put them in your lap, lap, lap. Big them, small them, big them, small them. Big, 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 small, small, small. Big them, small them, big them, small them. Big, 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 small, small, small. Then we fast them, slow them, fast them, slow them. Fast, 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 slow, slow, slow. Fast them, slow them, fast them, slow them. Fast, 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 slow, slow, slow. Then we open them, shut them, open them, shut them. Give them both a clap, clap, clap. Open them, shut them, open them, shut them. Put them in your lap, lap, lap. Yay! Good job! And I know there's a modification for that song in every way that you'd like to do opposites. You can bring that in there. We also have Hickory, Dickory, Dock. So here's our clock. We're going to prop it up like this. And then you have your little mouse who's going to crawl up the clock. And then we're going to clap to do our strikes. But for this one, we're going to be going faster and faster and faster to see how fast we can go. So we're going to start slow. Hickory, dickory, dock. The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, bong. The mouse ran down. Hickory, dickory, dock. And what's next? It's going to strike two. Hickory, dickory, dock. The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck two, bong, bong. The mouse ran down. Hickory, dickory, dock. Next we have three. Let's see if we can go faster. Hickory, dickory, dock. The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck three, boom, boom, boom. The mouse ran down. Hickory, dickory, dock. Next is four. Let's go even faster. Hickory, dickory, dock. The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck four. The mouse, boom, 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 boom. The mouse ran down. Hickory, dickory, dock. Whoo, it's fast. Let's see if we can do five and go super duper fast. Are you ready? Hickory, dickory, dock. Mouse ran up the clock. Clock struck five. Boom, 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 boom. Mouse ran down. Hickory, dickory, dock. Whew. That was very fast. Good job. And whenever I do that in story times, it's always the best time to see all of our littles go faster, 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 faster. So see if you can go all the way to 10 and see how fast your littles can actually go. Next, we're gonna do patty cake. And patty cake is a really fun one. It's one that my mom did with me when I was little. I know a lot of your parents probably did it for you, and you've probably played patty cake with your little already, but I like to emphasize this one so that it's not lost to time. If you're writing letters on your little's hand, or if you're helping your little write them on your hand, it's so great for letter work, it's great for the fine motor skills, and it's great for early literacy. So we're gonna put on our baker caps, our chef hats, and we're gonna say, patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Roll it, pat it, Mark it with a B. Put it in the oven for baby and me. And you can change that letter to your baby's name, or you could change it to M for mommy and me. So next, I'm going to be telling an oral story that I learned from Jay Brary, which is a great YouTube channel that has a lot of Lapsit for Littles videos and a lot of great storytime songs. But this is called Mr. Wiggle and Mr. Waggle. And the beautiful part about oral stories, especially oral story finger plays, is that you can do this over and over again. You can change the story as you go, and your littles can change the story with you. So this is Mr. Wiggle, and this is Mr. Waggle. They are the best of friends. They live in little houses. The houses have doors that open, and they go inside, and they close the doors behind them. In between Mr. Wiggle and Mr. Waggle's homes are mountains that are very tall and valleys that are very low. And Mr. Wiggle one day decided to visit Mr. Waggle. So he opened the door, he went outside, and he closed the door behind him. Then he went up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill until he made it up to Mr. Waggle's house, where he knocked on the door. But Mr. Waggle didn't come out. So Mr. Wiggle said, "Mr. Waggle." But still Mr. Waggle didn't come out. Oh well. So Mr. Wiggle went back up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill until he made it home, where he opened the door, went inside, and closed the door behind him. Well, the very next day, Mr. Waggle decided he was going to visit Mr. Wiggle. So he opened the door, went outside, and closed the door behind him. And then what did Mr. Waggle do? He went up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill until he made it to Mr. Waggle's house. Then he knocked on the door. But Mr. Wiggle didn't come out. So Mr. Waggle said, "Mr. Wiggle." But still, Mr. Wiggle didn't come out. Oh well, so Mr. Waggle went up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill until he made it home. Then he opened the door, went inside, and closed the door behind him. Well, the very next day, wouldn't you know, Mr. Wiggle and Mr. Waggle both decided to visit each other at the same time. So they opened the door, went outside, and closed the door behind them. Then they both went up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill until they met each other in the very middle. Yay! They were so excited to see each other, and they decided to play. They ran up the hill and rolled down the hill and ran up the hill and rolled down the hill. Whew, until they were so tired they were ready to go home. So they bowed very kindly to each other, and they went back up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill and up the hill and down the hill until they made it to their homes, where they opened the door, went inside, and closed the door behind them. And wouldn't you know, the very next day, they both decided they wanted to talk to each other again. But this time, they picked up the phone. I figured that would be a very timely oral story, particularly with what we're going through right now. When we miss our friends, we can always go and visit Mr. Wiggle and Mr. Waggle. So I hope these hand rhymes and finger plays for your littles were really fun for you today. We'll be back every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. for story times. Typically our Tuesdays are Lapsits for littles and our Thursdays are story times. On Mondays, we have our Minutes for Mindfulness with Miss Emily, and on Fridays, we have Sticking Around with Miss Becky. So do go ahead and like us on YouTube and subscribe to our Children's Resources playlist for updated videos weekly, and follow our Facebook for upcoming programming, especially as we get our summer reading in order for 2020. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.